You probably know Seiko, a Japanese brand of watches, and you likely also know Tudor, the Swiss brand of watches. You might think these two brands have nothing in common and that they are completely different, but I believe there is a lot that Seiko could learn from the Swiss house. To begin with, both houses have many things in common, even if they don't seem to. Seiko was founded more than 100 years ago to bring innovation and quality to Japan and the world, while Tudor was founded nearly 100 years ago with the aim of offering quality watches to those who couldn't afford a Rolex. If you notice, both brands share quality in their DNA. Both have an older sibling that is well known for making high quality watches. Now, Tudor has always been known as the little brother of Rolex. In fact, many people mistakenly refer to Tudor as the poor man's Rolex, which in my opinion doesn't make sense. However, that's how it is. Rolex has successfully differentiated between the big brother and the little brother, something the Japanese house could learn quite a bit from. The first and most important aspect is the differentiation between the two brands, Rolex and Tudor. Basically, if you don't know, you would never guess they are sibling brands. In contrast with Seiko and Grand Seiko, you wouldn't need to be a genius to realize they are related. This misconception is common with Japanese brands because the Japanese think quite differently. The reasoning goes something like this. If Seiko makes very good quality watches, then Grand Seiko must make watches of even higher quality. But imagine if Hans Wilsdorf, the founder of Rolex and Tudor, had named his affordable quality brand Baby Rolex. That would ruin the branding. Or what if he created Tudor and renamed Rolex Grand Tudor? It just doesn't seem to fit. But what's interesting is that both brands have quality. Both are recognized. In fact, neither Rolex or Tudor are affordable anymore. And both have built their reputations. Although many believe Tudor is a poor man's Rolex, I think very few people actually believe that, because Tudor watches are built of magnificent quality, especially for the price you pay. But what about Seiko? Some time ago I made several videos about Seiko and the factors that could destroy the brand. And one of the biggest issues that I believe Seiko faces is its wide price range across all of its models, which ranges from $100 to $7,000. It is a brutal price range. This is definitely a strategy that works well in Japan because, let's be honest, and we return to the same point, people in Japan think differently. There, they think, if they make watches that are expensive, then a cheap watch must be very good. But in this other part of the world, it is the opposite. We think if they make watches that are cheap, then the other watches shouldn't be that expensive. They probably don't have the quality. But we've already talked about this, so there's no need to repeat it. The most affordable Tudor watch is around $2,000, and the most expensive one is almost $3,200. In reality, this isn't as big of a difference as Seiko, but it remains a significant gap. So how is it that people don't perceive that a $2,000 watch is lowering the price of Tudor's most expensive watch? And it's basically because of the materials of that watch. And I'm talking about the Tudor Black Bay 58 in yellow gold. It's a watch that many people didn't understand when Tudor released it, because a watch completely made out of gold goes against the entire history and mentality that Tudor had, offering high quality, affordable watches to those who couldn't afford a Rolex. This strategy shows exactly what Seiko could learn from Tudor, because Tudor has given more value to all its other watches, which raises the average ticket price for Tudor. Because if you remove this watch, this gold watch, the second most expensive Tudor watch would be under $10,000, and it's a steel and gold watch with diamonds. But in the consumer's mind, the price increase for this Black Bay is justified, simply because it's a watch entirely made out of gold. The case, the hands, and the bracelet are all gold. Thus, customers accept this price hike because it's something that is understood. You don't need prior watch education to know it's worth it. We all know and understand that gold is valuable. But on the other hand, to understand the price increase of a Seiko from $100 to $7,000, you need to know about quartz movement, automatic movements, and what spring drive movement is to comprehend why that watch is so expensive. Sadly, it's something that basically no one knows. Tudor made that price increase happen in their model and their catalog with something the average person can understand. Seiko doesn't do that. It's simply because of this that Seiko's most affordable models cheapen the brand, while this expensive Tudor model adds more value to its lower priced pieces. Obviously, this shows that the global market is quite behind in terms of watch knowledge. Clearly, the Japanese research and understand much more than we do because they give a different value to all their technology beyond just materials. It's understandable that Seiko thinks differently from the rest of the world because they come from a place that also thinks differently. I think Seiko is an excellent value proposition, but what would happen if they adapted their products and strategies to this side of the world as well? They would surely be unstoppable. But what do you think?